Get a load of this, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that are the moon landing fanatics and you believe in the moon landing, obviously you've been told several times, and the people who tell you that the moon landing never happened, most people, because they're too conditioned by the media, they find it difficult to believe that the moon landing never happened. Now, for those who do not know who Buzz Aldrin is, let me just give you a reminder by showing you this photography. This historic picture can be found anywhere, in world history books. It's even in the school textbooks. When you're learning about the moon landings being taught to you in school, they tell you these are the three people who first walked on the moon. The Apollo 11 mission. This picture you can see Buzz Aldrin is the one on the far right. Yes, these are NASA employees. The most important question of the day is, did we go to the moon? Did the human race ever leave the earth and land on the moon and walked on the moon? Listen to the words of Buzz Aldrin.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen. So in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past if we wanted to keep it going. Money is a good thing. If you want to buy new things, new rockets, instead of keep doing the same thing over, then it's going to cost more money. And other things need more money too. So having achieved what the president wanted us to do, and then what thousands, millions of people in America, and millions of people around the world. You know, when we toured around the world after we came back, the most fascinating observation was signs that said, we did it. Not just us, not just America, but we, the world, different countries. They felt like they were part of what we were able to do, and that made us feel very good.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
Because we didn't go there, and that's...
Now, if you heard these words with your own ears, yet you're still going to deny what you just heard and say, nope, I refuse to believe it. In fact, I still believe we landed on the moon. America landed on the moon and America put its flag down. If you're still going to say that, regardless of hearing the words coming from Buzz Aldrin himself, your mind can't handle the truth. And if you can't handle the truth, you're not ready to accept the truth. I'm just going to leave it at that. Because I can't believe that you're still going to refuse to believe it. In fact, let me show you something very interesting about the moon landing, just so that you have an idea of what I'm trying to convey to you. If you observe the very first lunar landing, you have to answer a few questions. First of all, who was the very first person to land on the moon just in time so that they can film and take pictures of the very first lunar lander before it lands on the moon? Who was that very first person? You're looking at the perspective of what they're giving to us. Someone must have been filming. Number 2, it's physically impossible to ever reach the end of the horizon. You can try, but you will never reach the horizon. Let alone your shadow can never even touch the end of a horizon. But in this case, the lunar lander, its shadow is very close to touching the horizon of the moon. That doesn't make any sense. But let's just throw that logic out the window that, oh, they did land on the moon. Okay. Well, who was the last person when we go to look at the Apollo 17 mission? Who was the last human being to stay back and never got credits for staying back on the moon so that he can film the takeoff of this lunar lander? Because when you look at the takeoff of this spacecraft, you see that the camera pans right, left, up, and down, and it zooms. It follows this spacecraft. Come on, NASA. We need to know so we can properly give credit where credit is due. Someone recorded that, so they need to get the credits. Who was the last human being to remain on the moon just so they can have that historic video? We need to know. Are you thinking, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, it's okay. Oh.
I don't like your controversy because you just pressed my bubble.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, bye, baby, on the treetop.
I believe in the moon landing, and now he's gonna kill the buzz for me.
La 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 la.
I believe in the moon landing, and now he's gonna kill the buzz for me.
It's okay. I forgive you. It's okay. I forgive you for believing we landed on the moon. It's okay. You see, it's okay if you feel bad, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just trying to get you to be on the same page and understand. You know, just because these people lied to you does not mean that you have to keep going with their lies. Do not continue and believing their lies. If these organizations are taking your money and you're paying taxes to these organizations, these agencies, and yet they are using your money to lie to you, how the heck are you going to want to support them? By watching their contents, by tuning into their contents and buying into their nonsense, you're supporting them. Yet all they're doing is just lying to you. They get billions and billions of dollars, like taxpayers' money. NASA is a big agency, yet it's a big agency that is full of deception. In fact, that's what NASA means. NASA means deception. It's a lie. That is who you're supporting. You're supporting a deceptive organization. They are full of lies. I'm not making fun of anyone who believes in the moon landing. All I'm just saying is you need to wake up and realize that you've been lied to and you deserve the truth. That is what you deserve. And you should be happy that Buzz Aldrin told the truth right in front of the camera. If many of you did your research on Buzz Aldrin, you will find that he went into depression. He became an alcoholic shortly after the moon landing hoax that they pulled. You know, that's the truth. It's good that he said this, but now that he told you the truth, are you still going to buy into this nonsense that we landed on the moon? We never left low Earth orbit. We don't even have images of the Earth. We have no idea what the shape of the Earth is. We don't know how it looks. The only thing that makes sense is when we go back into biblical cosmology. That's where everything makes sense. There's no curvature to the Earth. We cannot find a curvature. Therefore, it means the Earth is not a ball. If it's not a ball, it is a plane. A plane is flat surface. That is where we live on. It's a flat, motionless plane. Do your research. This is the Controversy 7. Thank you for tuning in and for joining me. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to this channel. If you like this information, give it a thumbs up. However, if you don't like this information, then you can give it a thumbs up. As long as you got the truth, that's all I'm after. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and for joining me. Feel free to share this information because you do not know who you will reach. I personally don't know who I reach out there, but nonetheless, I've done my part. The rest is for you to do. You can share this information and raise awareness to this. Let other people come across this as well. But I'm not gonna keep you any longer. You take care of yourselves, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time.